In December of 1938, a man was supposed to go skiing. He had planned a long overdue holiday in Switzerland, but then a friend contacted him from Prague. The message was simple but urgent. Don't go skiing. Come here instead. There is work to be done. So he changed his plans. And that one decision would echo through generations. When he arrived in Czechoslovakia, Europe was already darkening. Nazi Germany had taken control of the Sudetenland. Refugee camps were filling with families who had been forced from their homes. Parents were frightened. Children were cold and hungry. The man was not a soldier, politician, or part of some powerful international organization. He was a young British stockbroker with no official authority and no clear permission to do what he was about to do. But he looked at the children in those camps and understood something many people were still trying not to see. Time was running out. Britain had agreed to accept some refugee children if host families could be found. There were forms to complete, sponsors to secure, money to raise, and travel arrangements to make. Every child needed paperwork. Every train needed approval. Every delay could mean another door closing. So he got to work. From a hotel room in Prague, he began making lists of children who needed help. He took photographs, gathered names. He wrote letters back to Britain asking strangers to open their homes. When he returned to London, he worked during the day and spent his evenings organizing the rescue effort. There was no email or text messages. There was only paper, persistence, and a growing sense that every hour mattered. Parents made impossible choices. They placed their children on trains, not knowing if they would ever see them again. They packed small suitcases. They said goodbye at the station. They trusted strangers because staying had become too dangerous. One by one, the trains left Prague. Children traveled across Europe, through Germany, towards safety in Great Britain. Many were Jewish. Many left behind parents, grandparents, siblings, everything they knew. In all, approximately 669 children were rescued. But there was supposed to be one more train. It was scheduled to leave on September 1st, 1939, the same day Germany invaded Poland and the borders closed. That last train never left. About 250 children who had been scheduled to escape on that final train were never brought to safety. Most are believed to have died in the Holocaust. That man carried that grief for the rest of his life. And then, strangely, the world almost forgot what he had done. Or maybe it's more accurate to say he let it be forgotten. He went on with his life. He married, he worked, he raised a family. He did not build a career out of his heroism. He did not tour the world telling the story. For decades, even people close to him didn't fully know. Then, in the late 1980s, his wife found an old scrapbook. Inside were names, photos, and records of children, proof of a rescue that had quietly changed hundreds of lives. In 1988, he was invited to sit in the audience of a British television program called That's Life. At first, it seemed like a simple interview about something that had happened long ago. Then the host held up the scrapbook and told the audience what he had done. She asked if anyone there owed their life to him, and a woman sitting beside him stood up. She had been one of the children. Then the host asked if anyone else in the audience had been rescued because of him, and all around him, people began to rise. One by one, adults stood in silence. They were the children from the trains, the children who had had a chance to grow up, the children who had lived. For nearly 50 years, many of them had not known the name of the man who helped save them. His name was Nicholas Winton, and because he chose Prague instead of a ski trip, hundreds of children were given a future. Not all heroes announce themselves. Some fill out forms and write letters. Some sit quietly in an audience, unaware they are surrounded by the living proof of what one decision can do. Thanks for listening to Twist of Fate Radio. I'm Angela Clark. Curious how fate works? Find more twists and share your own at twistoffateradio.com.